Thank you, Gabi. Hi, Fernando.
Hi, Felipe.
Nice,
Hello,
nice
everyone.
seeing you again virtually, unfortunately, this year, right?
This year virtually, I believe every single year we met two, three times in a different country, right?
True, true. And this year, well, at least it's the third time we're doing virtually. It's the same.
Yeah.
So, guys, starting here, like people that know me, well, the reason I'm doing in English, because of Fernando. We could have done in Spanish as well, but I think the main language for everybody to understand, since it's the global summit, I think English would suit us better. And when I was invited by Gabi and Rafa, by the team that was organizing the global summit and talking about organizational culture, the first company that came to mind was SEMrush, or is it SEMrush? We're gonna find that out in the end. Because these guys do a fantastic job. I had the pleasure of being working alongside SEMrush for many years now. Fernando is also some guy that we have been for years now exchanging knowledge. And when we talked about organizational culture, I said SEMrush is when we must bring these guys here because we want to share. I want you guys to share that experience, what you guys do, and how you became one of the top of mind marketing tools in the world. And I think the organizational culture was that. And Fernando, please, before we get on, introduce yourself to the company. Is it the first time you're speaking to the Brazilian audience or not? Or
Well, in the last 5 years, I believe yes.
all right.
Actually, I was speaking in Portuguese when I was a child because I was living in the near to Bolivia and Brazil, and I was moving around, but I forgot basically everything. I can understand everything, but I cannot say much words.
Right. I
Yeah.
see.
So I'm Fernando Angulo. I'm from the SEMrush team. I've been working for this company the last 9 years. It's gonna be already. And yes, basically we were a small tool, an SEO tool from the beginning. I remember when I started working for this company, we were about 17 or 20 people. So that was the whole team. So we were a proper startup, right? We were trying to reach more users, to have more visibility, to beat our competitors at that time. And of course, from 23 people, today we have more than 1,000 people in different countries, all working with the same culture. I believe that's the most attractive thing for being a SEMrush employee or for being a part of this big team, because you know that you are going to be working for a really cool company, and most of the people who are right now trying to enter to apply for a job in our company, they say, hey, I love your company because I know how good you are doing your stuff all over the world. So yeah, basically that's the thing that we are perceiving these days.
It's amazing. And you guys, like over this past, I would say 5 years, had an exponential growth, right? You guys won many awards, which is something that the Brazilian and the Portuguese might be, but it's not not so famous here in Brazil. Still, they search awards and everything. But these guys, for those that you don't know, US, UK, Europe, there's been many awards. And this year, which we're going to start with the breaking news, many of you might have seen, but you guys just went for a rebrand for the first time since you guys launched, correct? Am I
Yeah,
correct in saying that?
the first time from the last 12 years. Actually, this is the old logo that I have here. And if you are related to digital marketing and if you have heard about SEMrush, you maybe remember this logo. So maybe this is going to be the last time you are seeing it, because right now we have another
New.
logo. Yes. So this is the branding that we have actually this week, right? Oh, yes. It was this week, the launch.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is a very, very new thing that we have. That's basically all the effort that we have. It's a more refreshing brand. It's a more refreshing message that we want to deliver.
Right. What led to that change? Why did you guys came up to? Why do you think what now was the time? Was it when something was planned, or was it forced by the moment that we're living, or what led to it?
Well, we had several gatherings, several meetings to understand what is our positioning in the industry and how our users are perceiving us. And we found out that we are really much very wider. We're much wider just as SEO tools. So we have content marketing tools. We have social media marketing tools. We have even PR tools. We can connect you with journalists. We are working with Amazon. So we are a wider tool that everybody was thinking. So this is not about the thing that we want to deliver right now with the tools. This is about the consolidation that we have right now with our new personality, if we can say that, with our new brand image that is telling that we are related to all digital marketing industry. So we are not just focusing on SEO or SEM or SEM. We are focusing on all the strategies around digital marketing. That's the concept that we want to transfer with this rebranding.
Interesting. Now that's kind of like answer which was going to be my next question, because if you think about like in Brazil, you guys are kind of like top of mind when it comes to SEO. If you're doing SEO, everybody either wants to use you guys or is using it. And it's not so common for you to, it's very unusual, I must say, not unusual, it's good for you guys, but when you walk into a room and you're doing a pitch and they ask, what tools do you use? Do you work with SEMrush or SEMrush? And it's good because, but it's mainly because of SEO. As you know, we do mainly SEO at Hedgehog. So most of our pitch and our talks is regarding SEO and content marketing. But it's good because now the positioning is to tell them the market that you guys are much more than that, right? It's like a suit that can be your one go-to, your one tool to go to do marketing in general, right? From social media to PPC. So that's part of the rebrand as well, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And actually, when we're talking about SEO, it was from long time ago the strategy that you are doing only your stuff. You are doing on page, off page, and you're working only with your team, right? With this rebranding, we want to show also that, of course, you need to work with all those tasks that you have, but you also need to communicate with other teams. But because you need to connect with the content marketing team, you need to connect with the social media team. You need to promote the things that you are preparing. And also, if you want to have more visibility, you need to spend some budget on doing that. But if you are connecting to several tools, having the passwords here, the passwords there, some utilities here, there, you're gonna be just wasting a lot of time. If you have only one access for all the reporting, for everything that you are doing, and you can have the communications with your team members for doing the SEO audit, the content creation, then promoting those posts that you want to share with your audience, you can have more. You can be more efficient in all your daily tasks.
Cool. And this expansion, you said you guys started as an SEO tool, then an SEM tool, and expanding to become this marketing suite, if you will. How was that? That leads us to the main topic of our talk here, the power of organizational culture and how can that help scale the business. Start with, I'm not going to even ask how important it is because you guys have that in the essence of your business, but how much that changed, or if it changed at all from the early days of SEMrush to nowadays. This organizational culture is the same because you guys started obviously with a small group of people, 17, then it's 1,000 different areas. You started with the guys focused in SEO and development, then comes social media, marketing. Is that why you guys grew so fast and so much? Because things remain the same? Could you tell us a bit more about this organizational culture at SEMrush and how important that was for you guys to become what you are and continue to grow?
Yes, I'm really happy to share our culture and our own structure, internal structure, how we identify our possibilities to grow from the beginning. So I need to say first that we are a product first company. So the product means everything for us. That's why we are an agile company. So we have all the agile principles working with basically all the teams, also internally with the marketing teams. We have Scrum boards, we have Kanban boards. We are working with internal task tools. So that mindset that we have just a few weeks, the sprints to deliver some results are making us more flexible for all the changes that are happening. And of course, when we are asking for feedback, and you know that we are always doing that, when we have the opportunity to ask for feedback about, hey, do you need this tool? Hey, maybe there is something else that you need. We are always getting. We are a big service that gathers feedback from all different channels that came to my mind right now in social media, in virtual events, in offline gatherings, from influencers from all over the world, and we are just connecting the dots. So the market, the whole industry is going this way. We need to go that way with the product. The industry, they need this kind of service. We need to build that. So that's why internally our structures is divided in different teams. From the beginning, we were at least three teams. Right now, we have more than 75 internal teams with about 8 people each or 9 people. And of course, the theory behind this is, if you have a team, they need to be able to share a pizza, right? So you need to have enough slides of pizza so you can communicate good with each other, and you can have all the conversation with each other. So we were working from the very beginning with the Scrum, doing the sprints. When we are talking about goals setups, we were using, of course, KPIs. Then we move from KPIs to OKRs, objective key results, which are kind of more advanced, so you can measure all the results and you can set major goals. But when we achieved more than 500 people and around 40 teams, we found out that OKRs were just not enough, because we were just growing really fast. All the people who were working inside our teams, they have big doubts about, okay, we are doing that direction, but we just find out that the other team is doing the same thing. So we are just wasting our time. So the coordination between the teams, when you're growing really fast, when you have more, and I faced that too, when we were 20 people, 50 people, 100 people, that was doable. We could communicate with each other. 500 people, we needed to change something because we really had problems. Nobody was responsible for certain tasks. We couldn't identify why something was deployed, and the security team was not, they didn't know about that. So we identified a company that really motivated us to move forward, to go to that structure that we have right now, and that company is Spotify. So these guys from Sweden, and we saw how they were moving from OKRs to something that they called Spotify Rhythm. So is their own project manager for goal setups that they are using, I believe, already 5 years or more. And other companies such as Lego or IKEA, they are also using that framework of working. That affected a lot our culture, because right now we have more alignment between teams, and we can say that, okay, if someone has a credible idea, they can express themselves better because they know the big goals of the company. So with every single step in our growth, we found out that goals are the most important thing. But the difficulty that we faced was to spread the word and say to the whole company, to the entire company, hey guys, we are going to that direction. With KPIs, you cannot achieve that. With OKRs, you cannot achieve that. But with rhythm, right now we call it SEMrush rhythm, we can do that. So all the people inside of the company, they know that the company is going to that direction, from the management team to the office management team to the HR team to the marketing team through the sales team. So all the people know that those are our goals. And what is the interesting part here is that all the rest of the teams, they can contribute with their own tasks. So they are not waiting for any suggestions. They are not waiting for some orders from the top, from the C level. They are just contributing with their possibilities, with their maximum abilities to say, okay, we can do that for to contribute to achieve that goal. And all the teams are working in such way, which is incredible, because you can be free to say whatever you want. Of course, there needs to be a backup story for every bet, for every goal that you have, and you need to provide that with data. We are data lovers, so that means that for every single goal that we want to achieve, we need to prove that with data, and that makes things more easy for our internal life these days. What is happening right now? We are having a lot of teams working with rhythm, and some of the teams, they are working with OKRs because they were used to it. So
Okay.
the way you want to provide how you can achieve that goal is good for us.
That's very, very interesting. And this not new methodology that you guys are using, similar to Spotify and Lego uses it as well, and IKEA, they are also multinational companies or multinational startups, if you will. Does that help disseminate the organizational culture throughout the offices? Because you guys, you normally, most of the year, you're based in the Czech Republic, where is one of the bases for SEMrush. Then you have St. Petersburg. Then you have the offices in the US. You have a team here in Brazil with Eric and the other girls. Sorry for getting your name, girls. There's so many people that.
I know, I know, yeah.
And the funny thing is, I had the pleasure. Not the funny. The interesting thing is, I had the pleasure of meeting various different teams at SEMrush in Europe, in Russia when we were there, in St. Petersburg. I don't think that, well, I've met the guys from the US as well, people from Brazil. They are all the same. They all have the same posture, the same stance. Tell us a bit about that. Fernando, how do you guys guarantee that? I believe it's not just the rhythm, the methodology. There is also anything that you could share to us, because as we are companies here in Brazil are expanding and throughout the world, I think your guys do that with maestry. I think it's very interesting how you guys do it, because as I said, no matter where you meet someone from SEMrush, it's always
Yeah.
the same attitude.
Yeah, that is not the first time I hear something like that, I could say. And yes, rhythm is there as well, but there are also another characteristics that I'm going to be telling you. But what is the part of rhythm here? The part is when you're entering to a new company, you're applying for working to a new company, you are a newcomer, and you can sit in your working place, your workstation, and you're just going to be waiting for some tasks, right? We are not like that. We are not hiring people that are waiting for tasks. We are really proactive. So we are telling, hey, what do you want to do? What you can do? Show us where you can go today, what you can achieve today. Show us what is your top, is your maximum. And people, they can have the freedom for creativity. Okay, you can do that. What is the budget that you need? Okay, I need that budget. So we are pushing people to be more efficient in terms of creativity, of freedom, and of course, if you have a team full of people, full of those people who are really high on creativity and on freedom, you need to have responsibilities as well. That part is more difficult. So when you are responsible for a certain result, you need to demonstrate the benefit for the company, right? But if you have the freedom and the creativity to do it, you can use all the other tools to achieve that. So all the people who are working in SEMrush, I believe they have that, and we are trying to identify those people that they are not just coming to a working place to say, okay, I'm working, right? No, we are trying to hire those people, as you mentioned, in Brazil, in Czech Republic, in Russia, in the United States, that they say, hey, this is what I can do. This is my experience. Of course, you can have studies in universities. You can be you can have the online courses. Basically, we are not that interested. We are not interested on those achievements. We are more interested on the things that you can do today, right now, that you can achieve. It's kind of hard to find those people. In some cases, we needed to train them to identify. Okay, this is something that in some markets you cannot find that kind of people because of the mindset of the people that, okay, I'm going to work from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. and I'm done. Goodbye. Okay, yeah, that kind of people are not a good fit for SEMrush. Not because we don't want to have people working, right? Or because we want to have people working 12 hours or 14 hours, but because of the mindset. We basically don't care about the timing that people are spending in an office. We care more about the results. If you can do that, the goals that you are thinking in 2 hours, and you say the rest of the day, okay, you have time for creativity. Let's think about the strategies. Let's talk about the strategies. Let's talk about budgets, which is really amazing for every marketer. So yes, that's the point. That's the main point. The transparency of the goals. And let me tell you this, Felipe. I found out a lot of people working for corporations that they don't know what is the main goal of their company because the company is just too big, and they are thinking only about the goals of their department. So I'm a PPC manager. My goal is to get to do leads, to acquire leads, right? And that's
Mhm.
it. I'm the copywriter. My goal is to create content. That's not the way that we are working. So you can create working, but what is happening with tracking the results, measuring the effectiveness of the content, about the SEO results, and so on. So you have the freedom, you have the budget, and you have the responsibility. Those three factors are key for the success of a team.
Yeah, and it touched on a very interesting point, which I see a lot of companies in general having that problem. They just want, when they focus too much on productivity, obviously everybody wants to be profitable, everybody wants to grow. And when they think productivity means work, many hours and so on. When you don't have the time, you're not giving time for your team to show what they can, what they can they create, isn't it? Like, I think it's very important that, and I myself sometimes find it that I'm not spending enough time thinking about my problems, and it's just like work, and it's something that we have been trying to improve at Hedgehog. Sometimes you can't, it's not only happy days and sunny days where, oh, let's dedicate like 4 hours every day for that, because thanks God we're getting super busy, and sometimes you see the week is gone and so on. But I think it's very important. I noticed that when I have time, when I dedicate more time to think about the problems, and I've solved the things easier. I think a classic phrase from Einstein is that I normally spend 95% of the time thinking about the problem and 5% solving it. So I think that resumes it, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
that's it. Yes.
we need to let people think, not just work, because then you just need robots, isn't it?
Yes, actually, I remember with our CEO, he was always trying to catch to have the best of you, just by asking questions. And the question is, okay, I show him some results, right, reporting, and say, okay, so why do we need that? And I would say, okay, because of this. And why? No, because of this. But why? Because of this and this. And why? And when I was thinking about my own answers, I was saying that, okay, in just in a nutshell, we don't need this. We need to do something else because there are too many whys that to achieve a result. The amount of questions that you need to have is less. You are doing this because you want to achieve this. So a clear objective with the metrics to achieve. That's it. You don't need to have to go around the task and do something just because you are showing that you are working. And I remember that we found out a lot of methodologies to fake the results inside of teams. And of course, there are a lot of material out there how people can just fake the reportings, how they can just change the numbers. That's something that, okay, but if nobody's asking questions, there are problems. Also, and because you are a speaker and all, we are also in different events, if nobody's asking questions after your presentation, maybe nobody understood anything, or maybe that was not the interesting topic for them, right? So questions are the key for understanding the result of your work. So we are inside of our culture are a lot of questions. Why do we need that? What is the result? Why? That is the main question that we have.
Yeah, and I think that comes from a book that me and you are very fond of, which is Getting Things Done, isn't it? That methodology, that book changed my life. And yeah, and it's like always about the next action, isn't it? It's not just about I've done it, but what next? How to proceed, and
Yes.
that really changed a lot the productivity. You mentioned, Fernando, that SEMrush is a product first company. We are over the past years, and we're seeing a lot of the we need companies need to be customer centric. Need to be it's all about the customer experience, the user experience that you provide, and you guys do that with maestry again. I couldn't think of one of the companies that I could say you really think about the clients. You guys organize amazing events. You do like the fomenting the knowledge within different countries, like the things that you guys do in India, Australia. It's a platform that you really think about the clients as well, because the clients are the agencies, are the users, are the company that needs to use SEMrush. And you guys do that with a lot of, like, it's very, very good what you guys do. I'm amazed by that. You know that I'm a big fan of everything that you guys do. I'm even like guilty to be saying here. And in my opinion, that's the essence of or your organizational culture as well. Although being a product-led company, clients, customers are always first for you guys, correct?
Well, I believe those both things are connected from
Right.
the beginning, because we are starting as a product company, and we are a product first company, as you mentioned it. But when someone is searching about how to do an SEO audit, or how to perform content audit, or how to do link building, wherever the related question is, people are not thinking about brands. People are not thinking about a certain tool. People, they want to have their results, their problem solved. So once we are able to solve people's problem through our products, we believe that we are their company. So we are solving their problems. We are making have more money. We are making have more time to do other stuff. I remember my first time talking. It was a conference in Spain talking about why do you need to do SEO with a tool, right? And the thing is, you cannot do it without a tool. If you are a plumber, you cannot go to anybody's house without your power tools, right? You cannot do it. You cannot do it only with your hands. You need to use tools to perform your job. That's the same thing with any digital marketer. You need to have a certain amount of tools to deliver those results, to do that job. That's why we are more focused on the product, but that intrinsically is involved, is connected with the user. We have the tool for you. You are gonna use it. You are gonna be happy, and we are gonna be happy because we are gonna be your tool. Use our tools. you're a happy customer.
Excellent. I think we are just about over the time now, and I end up with this last question. We started with the at first hand talking about the rebranding, and let's end with another kind of a breaking news. What can we expect from SEMrush in 2021 or moving forward? What
Oh
you guys
yes,
have in store for us?
that's a good thing. There are of course certain things that I'm not allowed to say, but I can say that we're gonna be even bigger. We're gonna be expanding even more. We recently acquired a company that is called Prowly that connects you with different journalists through a database. It's a CRM for outreaching. So we are in that area. We have developed another service that is meant to be for Amazon sellers to promote their services there, to do A/B testings, to find out what is the best source of knowledge to understand what to do there. And of course, we have more stuff to do with agencies, which are our main list of clients, and we are going to be providing with different tools. Things are changing in our market, right? This year changed a lot. We
Yes.
canceled a bunch of products. We have different ideas that they didn't work. We are not afraid about what is coming next. We have several projects that are going to be launched since the beginning of January. Every month we have several deployments, but the main thing that is not going to be changing is the set of tools that is integrated to each other. So you can work with every single team member that you have, and you can show the results with reportings. Once you have that cycle completed, you have your task. You are doing your task with the help of a tool in a project, and then you are able to show the results with the reporting. We are focusing on that cycle.
Amazing, amazing. I'm really looking forward to the what comes next, and hopefully with the vaccines now being distributed, hopefully by middle of next year we can start thinking about those presential events and so on, which I miss so much, like, and revisiting our friends and getting together. So, and well, Fernando, thank you very much for your time. It was amazing chat. Thank you for accepting the invitation. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank
And
you,
yeah,
Felipe. The pleasure is mine.